Hi, my dear ones. Happy full moon in Aquarius. What a crazy, wild full moon this is. If you've been feeling the energy come in all week, that is because it is accentuated by the energy of Uranus going retrograde as well, just a few days ago, which whenever a big outer planet like that stations to go retrograde, we're going to feel it like, many days before and a few days after as well. So anyway, this is a very intense full moon. If you've been feeling those energies, you are right on par. But it is in Aquarius, and it's at the very last degree of Aquarius. And last month we actually had a full moon in Aquarius as well on degree 1. So it's actually a blue moon astrologically and a blue moon seasonally. So if you've heard the term blue moon, it's just having an extra moon when we usually wouldn't have one. And I believe there's like 4 moons in the summer season here instead of only 3. So kind of astrologically and astronomically very, very key and very, very important. So full moons are about releasing, and I think this one has an extra punch of releasing. There really is a feeling of like, all right, what can we let go so we can kind of go bravely into this new frontier? Aquarius is about free thinking, about following our own authentic self, finding who we truly are authentically. So it's a beautiful full moon for kind of exploring into those themes and really going, what do I want to leave behind? And what do I want to start leaning into as we go into next month's new moon, which will be in Virgo. And we are actually in the season of Virgo right now as I'm speaking. It basically kind of transferred over almost right away after the full moon. And the full moon was exact this morning at 8:05 Eastern time. So we're already a little past it, but full moon energy lasts for a couple days. So if there's any, rituals or any releasing that you want to do, you have a little bit of time to catch up on that and do it. If you followed my channel for a while, I love to do these by, every other week videos. It's a great way if you subscribe to kind of keep up with the moon cycles. You'll be alerted when there's a new moon and there's a full moon. It's also a great way to get some guidance astrologically, and I love to do a free tarot read for you all. So those like, comments, and subscribes mean the world to me, and they also just help you to kind of keep on task with the moons. So I'm going to do my typical 3-card reading. I think today I'm going to use this deck. It's the Tarot Grand Luxe, I believe, by Ciro Marchetti, and hopefully I'm saying his name right. I never know for sure, but it's a really beautiful, vibrant deck, and it just felt really appropriate for today's reading. So that Aquarian energy. So you can pick card 1, pick card 2, pick card 3. You can pick a combination of 2 or all 3, or you can wait to the end and then just wait and see what messages resonate. But my intention is whatever time you are watching this, whether it's now with the Aquarius full moon, or even if you catch this a few months down the road, that you're absolutely getting the message you need right now, and it will be absolutely perfect. So without further ado, let's go ahead and pick card 1. And for card 1, we have the Knight of Cups here, which is just a beautiful, vibrant card. The Knight of Cups is truly about following your heart. This card comes up around really listening deep within, listening into what your heart is saying, and really, truly following that. So for those of you who chose this card, I would offer that there's either a situation now or a situation that's going to be coming up in this next couple of weeks here where you're going to need to lean into your heart or follow your heart and not get caught up in the, oh, well, I should do this or I shouldn't do that. Anytime you hear yourself saying, I should, take a note, because that's usually when we're getting into obligations or things that our heart is not guiding us into. There's that feeling of obligation. And yes, there's things in our life that we are obligated to do. If you have a child, you take care of your child, right? If you have a pet, you walk the dog. But this is perhaps something a little bit shifted from that, something where you really could mentally do what the should be. But I would offer to you with this card coming up that it will be important to follow your heart and to follow that intuitive nudge and what you really are drawn toward. And sometimes following your heart truly is like, what do I desire or what do I want here? And I think sometimes we can really push our wants and our desires away, but it's important. It's very important. And oftentimes our intuition will lead in that way, and it will guide you on a path that's pretty potent with this Aquarius full moon. So, all right, for card 2, we have we have another Cups card. We have a 5 of Cups card coming up here. So for those of you who pick this card, this is a card of shifting and change, and I would even offer to you that there's a lot of feeling here. There's even grief for some of you. There's some sad feelings, some hard feelings that have been coming up over the last few days, and it's been a tough journey. So I would offer to you, if you pick this card, to really acknowledge your feelings. I think sometimes when we're in those darker feelings or those harder feelings or those more difficult feelings, there is kind of that pressure, and especially even in the spiritual community, love and light and to focus on the positive. And while those things are wonderful, there is a time and a place to really say, hey, what I'm going through right now is really hard, and what I'm dealing with is a difficult thing. And it's almost like if you had a child come to you and they were crying, and if you told them, oh, it's not that important, and you pushed them away in that way, it would be very damaging and it would be very hurtful. So you almost want to treat that feeling within you as you would a small child's feeling and say, hey, I see you. I see that this is really hard, and I know you're hurting right now. It's going to get better. And that's the cool thing about any of the 5 cards in tarot. They really do have this feeling of change and this feeling of, yeah, you're here in this moment, but it's absolutely going to be brighter, and it absolutely is going to get better. What I love about this card is you have the 2 upright cups, right? And some tarot readers actually believed in the past that the 2 upright cups represented 2 opportunities that would be coming to you. And those opportunities are opened up because of this difficult place you are in. So know that change is coming, but for now, I would offer to sit with those feelings and really let them be, and really acknowledge whatever you're feeling and really be with that, be present with that. All right, for card 3, we have the 2 of coins. So for those of you who chose this card, you are probably in a very busy time of life. Things are just kind of rolling. This is actually the original, in the original deck, it's a juggler. It's like you're trying to keep all the balls in the air, and you have some similar feelings with this card, although it's a little different. He looks like he's actually walking a tightrope. So yeah, there's a feeling of stress, right? There's a feeling of needing to keep everything together, to be able to walk that tightrope, not fall off, really keep yourself with everything that's happening. So I would offer to those of you who pick this card, it's going to be very important for you over the next week or two to really make sure that you are participating in what needs to be done and not getting into extra things that are coming up, or even extra, thought processes and things that are stressing you out, the worry, to really try to be present within the moment that you're in and go, okay, I'm doing what I can in this moment. When I move to the next moment, I'll do that thing, and try to stay right with what you're in instead of thinking ahead, because it's going to stress you out even more, which is going to be harder to keep all the balls in the air. But I would also offer, because this is coming in on a full moon, this is coming in on the full moon of Aquarius, that there is something that would help if you could let it go. And it may be as simple as saying, you know what, I was going to go to that barbecue this weekend. I'm not going to do that. Just kind of letting one little thing kind of roll away and saying, I don't need to be there. That's not that important in the grand scheme of how busy I feel right now and how overwhelmed I feel right now. So some very pragmatic messages coming through tonight, which is really kind of cool with this full moon. So, because it is a really beautiful moon. It's a moon of kind of searching deep within ourselves, but sometimes, doing the simple things, doing the next thing that's in front of us actually clarifies things for us. Like going, when you're stressed out, if you just go and you clean something, you can feel better. So it's like kind of doing that very, very pragmatic thing helps just kind of ground you into the moment and makes things a little bit clearer. So if you really enjoyed this reading, I would offer to you that I'm going to link this below. I have a reading in my shop for this full moon. And if you'd like to dive a little bit deeper and actually look at the issues in your own life or the questions that are coming up for you right in this moment, that might be a really, really wonderful reading for you to check out. But I so enjoy doing these things for you. I so enjoy connecting with you in this way. And I'm wishing you all so many full moon blessings and so much joy and peace and love within this time. Take good care, and I'll talk to you in the next video.